Hi, welcome to English Hamster. Are you learning English? Great. Here we learn through stories. They are simple and interesting. You can improve English while learning knowledge. Remember to subscribe, like and comment. Let's get started.
Have you ever asked yourself, who is my biggest enemy? It's a good question. Most people will quickly think of someone else. Maybe it's a boss who makes your work hard, a strict teacher, or even a rival who seems to do better than you. We often think that enemies are people who stand in our way, who create problems, or who don't want to see us succeed. But the truth is deeper than that. If you look closely, you might see something very important. Your biggest enemy is not other people. Your biggest enemy is not society. Your biggest enemy is not the challenges you face. The biggest enemy is the person you see every day in the mirror. Yes, the real battle is you versus you. It may sound surprising, but this idea is very powerful. Think for a moment. How many times have you stopped yourself from moving forward? Not because someone else told you to stop, but because you made excuses? How many times have you chosen to stay comfortable instead of growing? Not because someone forced you, but because your mind told you that it was easier to stay the same. The truth is that the world can bring challenges, but those challenges are not the main reason we fail. Often, the real reason is inside us. Our own fears stop us. Our laziness keeps us from getting stronger. Our own doubts make us give up before we even start. Once you realize this, everything changes. You begin to understand that the real fight is not against others. It's against the weaker version of yourself. You don't need to defeat society. You don't need to beat your rivals. You don't even need perfect conditions. What you need is to control your own mind. You need to fight against your excuses. You need to challenge your fear. You need to quiet the lazy voice that tells you to wait until tomorrow. And here is the most powerful part. When you understand this, you take back your power. You no longer blame others for your failures. You no longer sit around waiting for things to get easier. Instead, you realize that strength, growth, and progress all start with you. You take responsibility for your own life and destiny. This is the real journey of mastering yourself. When you see this truth, you realize that the only person who can truly stop you is the person you see in the mirror. Chapter 1: The Hidden Battle Inside. Every morning, when you open your eyes, something happens immediately. It's a battle that most people don't even notice. This is not a fight with someone else. It's not a fight with your job or your situation. It's a battle inside your own mind, and it is the most important battle of your life. Every day, two voices speak to you quietly. Almost like shadows, they follow you everywhere. One voice is easy and comfortable. It says, "Stay in bed a little longer. You are tired. You deserve rest." This voice promises comfort and safety. It wants to keep you away from hard work and discomfort. It will try to convince you that you're fine just the way you are. It makes excuses for you, saying that waiting and delaying are better than trying. But the other voice is different. This voice challenges you. It demands more. It might even make you feel uncomfortable sometimes. It says, "Get up, push yourself. Today is a new chance to grow. Today is a new chance to move closer to your dreams." This is the voice of your stronger self. It knows that success, growth, and confidence do not come from staying in your comfort zone. It knows that every small step you take forward builds strength and character. It reminds you that the only way to improve is by facing challenges, even when they feel hard or uncomfortable. These voices don't just speak in the morning, they speak all day, every day. One voice says, "Don't try, you might fail. People might laugh at you. You are not ready. The other voice says, try anyway. Even if you fail, you will learn something. Every try is a step closer to success. Every effort makes you stronger. This is the hidden battle inside you. A battle that decides whether you will grow, achieve your dreams, and become the person you want to be. Here's the truth. The voice you listen to most often shapes your life. If you listen to the voice of weakness, you will become weak. You will avoid challenges. You will settle for comfort instead of growing. You will live a life full of regrets, wishing you had tried harder or done more. But if you listen to the voice of strength, if you choose action over comfort, effort over excuses, and courage over fear, you will build a strong life. You will become someone capable, confident, and unstoppable. This battle isn't won in one big moment. It's won in small, daily decisions that may seem simple at first. Do you get out of bed when the alarm rings, or do you hit snooze? Do you exercise, or do you sit on the couch scrolling through social media? Do you have a difficult conversation with honesty, or do you avoid it because it feels uncomfortable? Do you study, practice, or work on your skills, or do you let distractions take over? Each of these choices may seem small, but together they create your habits. Your habits shape your character, and your character shapes your future. The battle inside you is constant. It never stops. Every day, every hour, every moment, you have the chance to listen to the stronger voice. You can challenge the weaker voice and prove to yourself that you are capable of more. Life doesn't test you with one big challenge. It tests you with many small decisions. Each time you choose the stronger path, you win a little. Each time you choose comfort or avoidance, the weak voice wins a little. Over time, these small victories and losses add up, and they decide the direction of your life. Understanding this battle is the first step to winning it. Once you see it clearly, you can take control. You can begin to recognize the moments when the weak voice speaks and consciously choose to follow the strong voice instead. You can take responsibility for your growth, success, and happiness. This is the secret most people never understand. The biggest battle you will ever fight is inside yourself. Win this battle, and the rest of life becomes easier. Lose it, and life will always feel like a struggle. Chapter 2: Stop blaming the outside world. It's easy to look around and find reasons why we cannot succeed. Everywhere we look, there are obstacles. We see people with more money, better opportunities, or stronger connections. And we think that life is unfair. We might say things like, I can't succeed because my parents didn't support me. Or, I don't have enough money. Or, my country doesn't offer the right opportunities. These excuses feel real when we say them. They feel like truth. But if you look closely, you'll see that many of these excuses are simply ways your weaker self tries to protect you from responsibility. Excuses are there to give you a reason not to try, a reason not to grow, and a reason not to fight for the life you want. Yes, life is not always fair. Some people are born with more money, some have stronger support, and some face bigger challenges than others. These realities are true, but notice something very important. Life being unfair doesn't stop some people from rising. Many people have been born into poverty. Many have come from broken families. Many have faced failure after failure. Yet, despite all of this, they built powerful lives. They became successful, respected, and strong. How did they do it? They didn't wait for life to be fair. They didn't blame others for what they didn't have. They understood an important truth. The real fight was never outside of them. It was always inside. Your weak self will always try to blame someone or something else. It will tell you that the world is against you, that things are too hard, and that other people are responsible for your failures. It will whisper, "If only things were different, I could succeed." But the strong self says the opposite. It says, "Stop blaming others. Take responsibility for your life. Find a way to succeed even when things are hard." When you listen to that voice, something powerful happens. You stop waiting for someone else to save you. You stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. You stop hoping that life will change on its own. Instead, you start to create your own opportunities. You start pushing past laziness, past fear, and past doubt. You begin to fight your own weak self, which is far stronger than any outside obstacle. The most successful people in the world have one thing in common. They understood that blaming others never leads to growth. They realized that challenges are not excuses. Challenges are opportunities to show yourself that you are stronger than your doubts. Challenges are opportunities to rise above your circumstances. The truth is simple. If you can master your mind, your actions, and your decisions, nothing can stop you. The world does not need to be fair for you to succeed. Your strength, discipline, and courage are enough to create the life you want. So today, stop looking outside for reasons why you cannot succeed. Stop blaming your parents, your teachers, your friends, or society. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Instead, look inside. Take responsibility for your life. Fight your excuses. Push past your fears. And remember this: the moment you stop blaming the outside world is the moment you take control of your life. The moment you take control of your life is the moment you become unstoppable. Chapter 3: The two versions of you. Inside every person, there's a hidden struggle. It's quiet, but it's powerful. This struggle affects every choice you make, every action you take, and every moment of your life. This struggle is between two versions of yourself. One is the weaker version, and the other is the stronger version. Understanding these two versions of yourself is the key to understanding why some people succeed while others stay stuck. The first version is what we call the weak you. This part of you wants comfort. It wants safety. It wants the easiest, most comfortable path, even if it leads nowhere. The weak you is afraid of pain, afraid of failure, afraid of what others might think. It loves excuses because excuses give it permission not to act. It says things like, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'm not ready yet," or "someone else should do it for me." The weak you hides from challenges. It avoids responsibility. It seeks temporary relief instead of long-term growth. And the more you listen to this version, the smaller your life becomes. Every time you let the weak you win, you choose regret over achievement, fear over courage, and comfort over progress. The second version is the strong you. This part of you knows your potential. It sees what you can become, even when the weak you cannot. The strong you understands that growth requires effort and discipline. It knows that pain, failure, and challenges are not enemies. They are tools to build strength, character, and resilience. The strong you says, "I'll start now," or "I can try even if I fail," or "I'll take responsibility for my life." The strong you does not seek comfort at the cost of growth. It does not make excuses. Instead, it faces the hard choices, embraces discipline, and takes action even when it's difficult. The strong you understands that the small decisions you make every day shape your entire future. Every decision you make is a vote for one of these two versions. Choosing to stay in bed for 5 more minutes is a vote for the weak you. Choosing to get up, exercise, or work on your goals is a vote for the strong you. Choosing to complain, blame, or avoid responsibility strengthens the weak you. Choosing to face fear, to push yourself, and to do what is hard strengthens the strong you. And here's the crucial point: no one else can vote for you. The world cannot force you to be strong. The world cannot force you to grow. Only you can choose which version of yourself wins today. Feeding the weak you may feel comfortable in the short term, but it comes at a cost. It slowly builds a life filled with regret, disappointment, and lost potential. Every excuse you make, every fear you listen to, every shortcut you take adds another brick to a wall that separates you from the person you could have been. On the other hand, feeding the strong you, even in small ways every day, creates a life of growth, achievement, and pride. Each act of discipline, each brave step, each decision to face discomfort strengthens your character and brings you closer to your true potential. Remember this: life is not a battle against other people. Life is a battle against yourself. Every day, you will face choices that test the weak you and the strong you. Every day, you have the power to feed one version and starve the other. The question you must ask yourself every day is, which version of me am I choosing today? The more you choose the strong you, the easier it becomes to ignore the weak you. The more you feed the strong you, the stronger it becomes, until eventually it becomes your natural way of living. It's always you versus you. No one else controls your habits, your decisions, or your growth. The battle inside you determines the life you live, the opportunities you create, and the person you become. Winning this battle isn't easy, but it's the only way to live a life without regrets. A life full of pride. A life where you can look in the mirror and say, I became the best version of myself because I chose strength over weakness. Chapter 4: How to Win Against the Weak You. Winning the battle against the weak you is not about being perfect. It's not about instantly getting rid of all your bad habits or achieving greatness overnight. True victory comes from building habits and routines that slowly make the strong you louder and stronger than the weak you. It comes from choosing action over excuses, courage over fear, and growth over comfort every single day. The strong you grows through repetition, through making conscious decisions, and through small daily victories. No matter how small, each victory counts. To help you strengthen your stronger self, there are some principles you can follow. Guidelines that give you a framework to win against your weaker self. The first principle is to start with small wins. Many people make the mistake of trying to change everything all at once. They set huge goals, expecting to become disciplined, fearless, and unstoppable right away. But this is unrealistic. Change starts with small steps. For example, waking up 30 minutes earlier than usual may seem small, but it sends a strong message to your mind. I am in control. I can decide how to start my day. Drinking water instead of soda. Reading 10 pages of a book instead of watching television. Taking a short walk instead of scrolling on your phone. These may seem small, but these small victories add up over time. Each small win tells your mind that you can be disciplined and self-controlled. The weak you dislike small wins because they require effort and attention. But when you win, even in small ways, the strong you grows. The weak habits that once controlled your life start to lose their power. The second principle is to choose discipline over motivation. Motivation is a feeling. It comes and goes. Some days you feel energetic, inspired, and ready to take on the world. Other days you feel tired, uninspired, and ready to give up. If you rely only on motivation, you will fail more often than you succeed because feelings are temporary. Discipline, on the other hand, is a decision. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It means pushing yourself to complete a task, to exercise, to learn, or to face challenges, even when every part of you wants to avoid it. Building discipline is like building a muscle. At first, it may feel uncomfortable and difficult, but the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Over time, discipline becomes a habit, and the strong you naturally begins to dominate the weak you. The third principle is to face fear directly. Fear is a natural part of life. Everyone feels it. The weak you uses fear as an excuse to stay small, avoid failure, and remain comfortable. But the strong you sees fear differently. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. It tells you where growth is possible. Every time you face a fear, it becomes smaller and less powerful. Speak up when you're afraid of being judged. Take action when you fear failure. Try something new, even when you're nervous about the outcome. Each time you confront fear, you strengthen your courage and confidence. The weak you might whisper that danger or shame is waiting. But the strong you knows that the only true danger is living a life dominated by fear. By confronting fear repeatedly, you train yourself to act despite discomfort, and you begin to live a life the weak you could never imagine. The fourth principle is to compete with your yesterday, not with others. One of the biggest traps for the weak you is comparison. It's easy to look at other people's success, their skills, or their achievements and feel small, inadequate, or unworthy. This is a powerful tool that strengthens the weak you because it distracts you from your own growth. The strong you knows that the only person you should compete with is the person you were yesterday. If today you're even 1% better than you were yesterday, you are winning. This could mean learning a new word, completing a small task you avoided, or taking one extra step toward a long-term goal. By measuring progress against your own past self, rather than comparing yourself to others, you stay focused, stay motivated, and continue to grow. Competition with others is unpredictable and endless, but competition with yourself is a challenge you can always meet. The fifth principle is to stay consistent. Consistency is the secret weapon of the strong you. Doing one push-up every day is far more powerful than doing 100 push-ups once and then quitting. Reading 10 minutes every day is better than reading a book in 1 week and then stopping for a month. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Habits are formed through repetition, not through bursts of effort. The weak you resists consistency because it demands patience and persistence, but the strong you thrives on it. Consistency slowly rewires your mind, strengthens your discipline, and builds habits that will serve you for a lifetime. It's also important to understand that winning against the weak you does not mean you will never fail. Failure is part of growth. Even the strongest version of yourself will sometimes make mistakes, fall short, or give in to weakness. The difference is that the strong you does not let failure define you. The weak you views failure as a reason to quit. The strong you views failure as feedback, a lesson, and a stepping stone to improvement. Each time you fail, reflect on what went wrong, learn from it, and take action again. This resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. Chapter 5: The Reward of Self-Mastery. When you finally learn to win the battle against yourself, life starts to change in ways you might never have imagined. The moment you choose the strong you over the weak you, and you consistently make that choice, you start to trust yourself. You stop questioning your ability to take action, to make good decisions, and to handle challenges. That trust is powerful. It's a quiet confidence that no one can take away from you. You no longer make promises you can't keep because you know that your word matters first to yourself and then to others. You begin to realize that the only person whose opinion truly shapes your life is your own. The doubts, judgments, and criticisms of others may still exist, but they no longer control your choices or your happiness. Before mastering yourself, you may have felt small when others succeeded. You might have constantly compared yourself to others, feeling discouraged by their achievements. You may have measured your life against theirs and thought, I am behind, I am not enough. But when you master yourself, everything changes. You stop comparing yourself to others because you realize that your growth is unique. Your achievements, progress, and journey belong only to you. Instead of feeling small, you feel inspired. You see the success of others as a reminder of what's possible, not as proof of your own limitations. Your focus turns inward, on your own improvement, discipline, and progress. This shift in focus from others to yourself is a defining characteristic of the strong you. When you consistently overcome your own weaknesses, you no longer live in regret. The regrets that once weighed on your heart, missed opportunities, broken promises, or moments of fear that held you back, begin to fade. You accept that some mistakes are inevitable, but you also know that every choice you make now is an intentional step toward growth. The weak you might have kept you trapped in hesitation and fear, but the strong you frees you. You realize that your past does not define you. Your choices today define you. And that freedom from regret is priceless because it allows you to live fully without being chained by the past. Instead of regret, you start to feel pride. You feel proud of every small win, every disciplined action, every fear you faced, and every habit you built. That pride is not arrogance. It's the satisfaction of knowing that you are taking responsibility for your life. You feel powerful because you are no longer dependent on luck, opportunity, or the actions of others. You understand that real power comes from your own choices, your habits, and your mindset. You feel unstoppable because you have proven to yourself that no matter what life throws at you, you can handle it. Challenges no longer intimidate you. Setbacks no longer defeat you. Fear no longer controls you. You lead yourself, and in doing so, you take control of your destiny. The greatest victory in life is not money, fame, or power. These things are temporary, external, and often outside your control. True victory is mastering yourself. Self-mastery means that you can control your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. It means you choose growth over comfort, discipline over laziness, and courage over fear every single day. When you master yourself, everything else follows naturally. Opportunities that once seemed impossible now feel achievable. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming now become steps on your path. Relationships improve because you bring your best self into them. And even when life is difficult, you remain calm, focused, and resilient. Self-mastery is the ultimate freedom. It allows you to live life on your own terms. No longer are you a slave to the weak you, to fear, to laziness, or to doubt. You are the leader of your own mind. You are the commander of your own actions. And with this leadership comes a life filled with purpose, fulfillment, and possibility. The strong you is not just a better version of yourself. It's the version that can achieve anything, overcome any obstacle, and live without limits. So remember this: Every choice, every habit, every act of discipline you take is preparing you for the ultimate reward. The reward is not material. It is the strength, freedom, and confidence that comes from mastering yourself. Once you reach this stage, life becomes easier, clearer, and far more rewarding. You are no longer fighting against the outside world because you have already won the most important battle, you versus you. And that victory is forever. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who doubts you. It doesn't matter who supports you. It doesn't matter where you come from, what challenges you face, or how difficult life feels. These things are outside of your control. What truly matters is which version of you wins. Will it be the weak you that seeks comfort, avoids responsibility, and fears failure? Or will it be the strong you that faces challenges, takes action, and grows stronger every single day? The real battle is not with other people. It is with yourself. It's quiet, invisible, and ongoing, but it is the battle that defines the life you will live. Every morning when you wake up, two voices speak to you, and every choice you make is a vote for one version of yourself over the other. Every decision, no matter how small, matters. Will you get out of bed and take the first step toward progress? Or will you stay in comfort and delay your growth? Will you face your fears, push through your doubts, and take action? Or will you allow the weak you to control your day? These are not just small moments. They are the building blocks of your character, your discipline, and your future. Here at English Achieve, we believe that understanding this battle is the key to personal transformation. The journey to mastery begins when you accept responsibility for yourself, when you stop blaming others and commit to becoming the strongest version of yourself. The path is not easy, but the reward is priceless. Pride, confidence, freedom, and unstoppable momentum come to those who choose the strong you consistently. So today, ask yourself this question: who will win today? Will it be the weak you that keeps you small, or the strong you that leads you toward growth, achievement, and greatness? Every choice matters, every action counts. It's always you versus you, and the winner is entirely up to you.
Hey, if you learned something new today, please give this video a like. Write your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second and it really helps to create more English videos for you. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.